That actually another common problem in like manual configuration world is multiple engineers working on the same team, but like thinking about some things a little bit differently.
Sure.
I like to configure this in one way. You like to configure a little bit differently. So I configure something. Next month you come to change my config, and you think a little bit differently, and then we create a mess.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Software is not like that. So
No, right. You have to have some consensus, and especially if you're managing it through something like Terraform, it gives you the option of storing all your configs in Git or wherever you have change controls. And
yeah. It's by the way, it's interesting that we came to Terraform multiple times, right? Terraform is this critical part of every engineer's tool set. It's interesting that traditional network engineering, Terraform is not really applicable in traditional network engineering because it is designed in such an imperative way that, you deal with the implementation details, right? You receive requests to create access from between this thing and that thing.
Yeah.
But your implementation is, where is this thing connected? What's the route towards this thing?
Sure.
What device is there? Does this device support access list or we cannot do on a port level?
Yeah.
This is like so many questions that you need to answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Terraform conceptually cannot be applied to that situation because the idea of Terraform to say this thing needs to equal to this thing, just go enforce it. Like, what can Terraform enforce when there's logic?
Yeah, the concept of how it enforces its logic is a little bit different. Yeah. I know I've seen, and obviously this allows that to happen for one, which is nice, and have declarative network configuration, which is a whole different device from like proclaiming what you want actions to take, like proclaiming the actual end state is a big difference in how people conceptualize infrastructure, I think, right? And that's, it helps you, I think in that way, because so much cloud infrastructure is along those lines, that helps like continuing to thinking in the same path rather than having to switch modes of like, I'm going to declare what I want from my compute infrastructure, for instance, but now I have to think of like, what are the actions I want to take on my networking architecture in order to build the same thing, which is a different whole process.
Cloud spoiled us in a very good way. It showed how this declarative approach can be extremely efficient for engineers.
Yeah. I mean, it is very funny. Like, that just bleeds over to other things I'm thinking about too, right? Obviously, this push with things like the AI engines and LLMs, like, I think that's part of the draw is you're very much asking, like, I would like this end state, please deliver me everything in between.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's kind of the world we're moving towards when it comes to general technology, is asking for a thing and having it delivered to us. And implementing the details when it matters.